but even then, like you're saying, shooting that far, you lose the lethality of it. Alright, we're gonna drop here and...
Hello fellow Helldivers, and welcome back to the channel. In my previous video, I discussed how to get started in Helldivers 2. Today, I will be covering all the changes and optimizations I have made to improve my gameplay thus far. Please keep in mind that I am a newer player and I will have further optimizations in the future as I gain more experience. I'm not saying my setup is the best or even the most optimal. It is simply changes I have made that have significantly helped me. I am sharing them with you to provide you with ideas that might help you as well. If you have any questions or ideas for better optimizations, please leave me a comment down below. I appreciate all feedback and suggestions. Let's get started with the video. There are many changes I have made with my gameplay after reaching level 25. Most of them can be made at any level, however, a few of them have to be unlocked as you level your character. I will point out the specific ones that are level locked as we encounter them. First off, the default keybinds for stratagems are your WASD keys. This is terrible since it prevents you from calling in stratagems while moving. Trust me on this one, you absolutely want to change these to something else. When all hell breaks loose and you are unable to call in a life-saving stratagem because you are being mauled by bugs, bots, or Illuminate, you will regret not changing them sooner. I recommend changing them to the arrow keys, but I cannot say if that is the best option. Anything is better than the default, however. Choose something that works best for you. If you are unsure how to do this, let me explain. Assuming you are using a mouse and keyboard, press the escape button. Navigate to the Options tab. Select the mouse and keyboard button. Click Change Bindings. Scroll down until you reach the Stratagem category. Select each WASD key and bind it to the key you prefer to use. You can also change how the keyed input takes effect by making it either a press or release response, but I would leave that to the default. I also remapped my dive, crouch, and prone keys to 1, 2, and 3 respectively. Depending on the mouse you use, you may or may not want to do the same. I use a Logitech G600 that has several multifunction buttons on the side and top of it. It also has a shift function that effectively doubles all my mouse buttons. It is a fantastic tool to reduce all the keys needed to be pressed by your left hand. I find it extremely helpful. As you can see, the locations on the side of my mouse denoted by G9, G10, and G11 represent pressing buttons 1, 2, and 3, or dive, crouch, and prone, respectively. Diving is an extremely valuable skill to learn in Helldivers 2. It allows you to evade and mitigate oncoming damage. I use it a lot, which is why I made it the most accessible side button on my mouse. There are several other mapped buttons that I use on my mouse as well. As you can see, I have buttons for Reinforce, Resupply, Orbital Laser, Eagle Airstrike, Gatling Sentry, Eagle 500 kg Bomb, and several others. These buttons are macros that I have created for stratagem call-ins. If you are a purist, you may find macros to be distasteful, but I find them to be very helpful in evasive situations. If you are uncertain about what a macro is, I will give a brief explanation. Macros allow for multiple keystrokes to be inputted with the press of one button. For example, if I wanted to create a macro for the recoilless rifle stratagem for my G600 mouse, I simply select Macros, then Create New Macro. I type the name of the macro in, then press Enter. From here, I select No Repeat since I do not want the macro to repeat itself. I click the plus or Start Now button, select Record Keystrokes, then type the keys I want to be recorded for this macro. In this example, the keys recorded would be down, left, right, right, left. Once finished typing the desired keys, I click Stop Recording. From here, I save the macro and choose a location on my mouse to place it. I will choose the G18 button since it is available. Now, if I need to call in a recoilless rifle stratagem in-game, I only have to press the G18 on my mouse. I am still required to hit the control key first, of course. Please keep in mind this example only works if you have a G600 mouse like me. Other equipment will most likely have different steps to take. Also, my macro buttons are useless if there is any in-game interference that alters the stratagem codes, such as a jammer. Something to keep in mind. But overall, I find macros to be a godsend in stressful situations that require quick responses. I should also mention that all stratagem codes can be found on the Helldivers fandom wiki. I will leave a link in the description. If you do plan to make some macros of your own, it will come in handy. The next big change I made to my gameplay is centered around mobility. The armor you choose has a drastic effect on your character's ability to move and evade. There are pros and cons to each armor, but basically light armor provides the highest bonus to stamina and speed at the expense of durability, while heavy armor does the opposite. I started the game out using medium armor. I figured somewhere in the middle was probably okay. I have since switched to light armor with the extra padding bonus applied. With this armor, I receive the durability of base medium armor with the stamina and speed bonuses of light armor. I am still susceptible to fire and explosive damage, but that is a risk I am willing to take. Being able to run and evade for an extended period of time is a game changer for me. Pair this armor with a jump pack and you can run across the map with blazing speed compared to other options. The jump pack is unlockable at level 8 and costs 6,000 requisitions. I've been running this loadout for several levels now and I love it. The way I look at it is that I do not need more durability if I can avoid the damage altogether. My opinion on this could change in time, but it is definitely my favorite setup at the moment. If you are interested in the same armor I have currently, I purchased it from the Superstore for 250 super credits. It is located on page 10 of 12 on the left side at the moment. I do not know for certain, but I'm assuming the Superstore changes up its stock items on occasion, so it might not be available whenever you take a look at it. Some other changes I made revolve around stratagem selections for missions, warbond purchases, and primary, secondary, and throwable choices. The stratagems I use most frequently include the jump pack, expendable anti-tank, commando, orbital 120mm barrage, eagle airstrike, Eagle 500 kilogram bomb, and the Gatling Sentry. I do use other stratagems depending on the mission, but these are by far the ones I use the most. All the stratagems must be unlocked at specific levels, but everything becomes available at level 25. If I were to start again at level 1, I would prioritize the stratagems I just mentioned over other ones. For warbonds and weapons, I would prioritize medium and heavy penetrating ones. Only Helldivers Mobilize and Steeled Veterans will be available to you at the start. Once able, I would purchase the secondary weapon P4 Senator. It has heavy armor penetration and is on the first page of the Steeled Veterans Warbond. You should be able to get this revolver fairly quickly and it will give you the ability to take down tougher enemies more efficiently. The weapons I currently run are the Liberator Penetrator, Diligence Counter Sniper, the GP31 Ultimatum, and the G12 high explosive grenades. I only use the Diligence primary against bots. The extra damage at range is very useful against them. The first warbond I purchased was the Servants of Freedom. It has the ultimatum on page 2 and I wanted a backup explosive option for moments when we are getting overrun. I am currently working on unlocking the Plaz 1 Scorcher on page 10 of the Helldivers Mobilize warbond. I am not overly pleased with my primary weapons at the moment and hope that it will pack more of a punch against tougher enemies. At the end of the day, there are a lot of options available when it comes to warbonds and weapons. Try to find something with at least medium penetration that will work best for your playstyle. I prefer to run and gun, so I prioritize efficient stopping power and mobility over almost anything else. These are all the changes that I have currently made to my gameplay. I would love to hear about your favorite weapons, warbonds, loadouts, and playstyles. As always, if you have any suggestions or questions for me, please leave them in the comments down below. Thanks again for checking out the video, and I look forward to possibly seeing you out on the battlefield. Stay safe and keep managing democracy, Helldiver. See ya.